if you're in the self-improvement space and you're on self-improvement, you've been watching self-improvement videos, then you have definitely heard of the term or the word dopamine. If you have and don't know what it is exactly, or if you haven't heard about it, then this video will be for you. Dopamine is a hormone. It's the feel good hormone, and it's released in the pursuit of pleasure. The pursuit of pleasure. That's very important to know that it's released in the pursuit of pleasure instead of just released in pleasure. So, for example, it would be released when you scroll to another video not watching the video, or it would be grabbing the bar of chocolate and unpeeling like the wrapper and not eating it. Since the dopamine hormone is the feel-good hormone, when it's released, a signal is sent to your brain, and it's basically like the keep going signal, and it basically tells your brain to keep doing what you're doing. The signal is sent to your brain when you taste the chocolate and how good it feels on your tongue and the taste in your mouth, or seeing a good video while scrolling and then the signal tells you to keep going. When you jump into a different video game, or you jump into a new game in the video game, or like I've been saying, when you scroll onto a new video on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram. I have a video on something like, the title is something like bad habits and how to stop them, or what to replace them with, or something like that. And in that video I talk about social media and how it's bad. So when you destroy your mental health with TikTok, for example, and you scroll into the new video or the next video, that causes a release in dopamine, which then tells your brain to do another one or scroll onto another video, and this fries your dopamine receptors. And if you've been on TikTok for a while, like in one sitting, and you've constantly just kept scrolling, then you would know you don't feel the same way that you felt at the very start when you started scrolling and you felt the dopamine, as opposed to when you've been on for a while and you're basically just scrolling. after your dopamine receptors are fried, you just don't feel the release. You feel sick and bad after your 5th bite of the chocolate. You scroll, and in a whole 30 minutes of watching, you've only smiled once. You aren't even enjoying it anymore. And the only feeling of enjoyment that you got was that release in dopamine that you got at the very beginning, or you're not even feeling anymore. Be aware of your dopamine system and your dopamine receptors. Because they can have they can have pretty bad effects on your mental health. And if you watched the video that I mentioned earlier, you know about the kind of like graph kind of thing that I mentioned about the spike in pleasure and dip in pain. So to decrease your dopamine intake, watch Hamza's dopamine detox video, and I should have one up in quite a while. I want to have one up soon, but I'm not sure if I can get to it because I want to have good quality. So if you're being aware of your dopamine intake and you want to decrease the amount of dopamine that you release, then I would suggest Hamza's dopamine detox video, or any of his dopamine detox videos, and I should or want to have a dopamine detox video sometime in the near or sometime in the future on this channel. So yeah, do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.